All right, good people. Welcome back to Chelsea Superstar Soccer Perspective. Sorry, it's easy to mix the names up. We haven't streamed on this particular channel for a while, and if it happens that I'm only the only one on the panel, I will try the best I can not to be biased. I'll try to be as objective as possible, but it's pretty will be very difficult given that I'm a Chelsea fan after all. But I will try the best I can not to be biased. This particular show will try and select the combined 11 of for Arsenal Football Club and Chelsea Football Club, which is you say something I thought a lot of people would be interested in, given that the fact we have a London derby tomorrow, a big one tomorrow. So once again, I'm going to try the best I can not to be biased, but that's going to be difficult given that I'm a Chelsea fan. But let's see how it goes. Other than that, I'm going to say hello to all of you. We don't have anybody watching right now. We have a single person watching, but that person is gone after all. Sit back, relax, and let's get into the show. Right, let's get into it without wasting much of your time. As soon as we're around, we'll get done. Just give me 1 second. Is the music repeating or what happened there? I heard a sound. I'm not sure. Just give me 1 second here. Okay, the music is off. So let's get into it straight away without wasting much of your time. We will be working with two structures today. The first one is 4-2-3-1 structure. Um, but you said this one is will be we give us the or you can say um the luxury with this one we have the luxury to accommodate more midfielders than the other structure than the 4-2-3-1 structure will allow us. As I said, I'm just going to repeat myself once more. The moment we get done, we'll be done with it. If the video becomes a short, let's say 25 to 30 minutes, then it'd be easier for people to watch it. So without wasting much of your time, let's get into it. It's an Arsenal Chelsea combined 11 show. I'm going to start right away. For me, between the sticks of David Raya, I think we don't need a debate for that one. Of the goalkeepers within the ranks of both clubs, maybe I'd be better off saying I don't know Petrovic that well. I don't know how good he can be with his feet. I know he's a shot stopper from what I'm seeing, but the truth remains if he's been if he was you can say if he's good with his feet, his highlights will include that. But his highlights all about his yeah, his shot stopping ability, in my opinion. So I'd say David Raya, he's proven for me from what I've seen so far. Um he's he's better than the other than all every other goalkeeper within the ranks of the club. That let me say goalkeepers that have gotten the chance to play for the first team, first 11 of both teams. But to me, I say, yeah, David Raya. So I just go with Raya. He's a fine goalkeeper, good shot stopper, and also good with his feet, in my opinion. And please, if you're just joining us, if you haven't, if you don't mind, please do drop a like on the stream. The likes do go a long way. I think we were going to start with this particular structure here: 4-2-3-1. Raya, and apologies if you feel like I'm being biased with the selection, but so far it hasn't gotten to the level where it'd be difficult for me to select one player and leave out the other player from the other club. It's not that simple. So Raya and the two centre backs are, of course, if I were the manager, I'd most definitely, certainly, for luck, you can say whatever language you prefer, select a Thiago Silva to lead the back line. I get it. Is it 38 or 39 already? But he's very, very intelligent. He's that sort of player. His age is nothing. It's not a problem for me. If I were the manager, Thiago Silva's age wouldn't be a problem to me. And just as it isn't a problem for Mauricio Pochettino, he's you can say what defines his playing ability mainly is his footballing intelligence, not really his pace or anything. And as long as he's still fit to be on the pitch, I don't think his age stops him. He reads the game so well. He's excellent passer of the ball. He has good passing range in him, for lack of a better language. And here's the thing about him. He is so intelligent that even the quickest player on the pitch will not get a chance to race against him, let alone outpace him. And that is something you don't see in every player. And that's why me as an individual, I usually what I look for in players, more importantly, is that players are footballing intelligence. And for Thiago Silva, if he's 50 and he's still able to run, I think he's still be getting to the best team in the world in the world, in my opinion. So I go Thiago Silva, and I like Saliba. In Arsenal, if you ask me to pick a defender from the Arsenal 11, I pick Saliba. So I'll go with Thiago Silva. I'll go with Silva there, and I'll go with Saliba here. He's a player I like so much, and he nearly left Arsenal. Actually, I think he was nearly out of contract, and I think Arteta saw him play and probably realized, yeah, it would be a mistake to let him go. Right back, Reece James for me anytime, any day, even if you just wake me up from sleep. Before I wake up properly, I'd still say Reece James. I think we have. I get it. Mia to what's his name? The Arsenal right back. Not White. For me, White. I don't see White as actually as a right back. Probably in the next shift one he plays there for them. So I'd go for right back. I'd go James. Yeah, James for me. I don't think Arsenal has any player within their ranks that can measure James in terms of fulfilling the right back role. Talk about ball playing ability, talk about passing range, talk about footballing intelligence. I'd give it to James anytime, any day. So yeah, keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes to go a long way. We don't have anybody watching right now, so I'm not gonna pretend anybody's watching. We have 6 likes, and yeah, that's huge given that we've abandoned this particular channel for a while now. Um, all right, so let's move on. What other? And if you just join, even if you don't intend to stay, please would really appreciate that. If you can, yeah, if you can drop a like on the stream. So for left back, yeah, definitely Zinchenko right now. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'd start him. Yeah, I get it. This is my opinion. But if you feel like maybe bench, well, for me, I wouldn't pick him over Zinchenko, given modern day left a fullback. You need them to do more or contribute more offensively and not just sit back and defend. For me, you will get more from Zinchenko than you get from Benchua. I don't want to bring Marco Correa into that argument, and that's because he hasn't even gotten a chance to play in the left back position for Mauricio Pochettino. And until he does that, yeah, I wouldn't pick him over Zinchenko. And as much as I like Marco Correa, as much as I'd pick him over, I'd select Marco Correa over what's his name, over Ben Chilwell. But I'd still say in this case, I will not do that. Zinchenko, for me, can offer more offensively and can also, yeah, defensively, he will always be suspect. Marco Correa, because he hasn't played in the left back, you can say, consistently for a while, I wouldn't pick him over Zinchenko. I know Marco Correa, for me, something I like about him. Here's the reason why I pick Marco Correa over Ben Chilwell is this. Ben Chilwell, he has issues progressing the ball. Once you have a single opposition player on him, marking him, he'll opt for several options, either goes sideways or backwards. But for Marco Correa, I get he as even though he comes across as erratic on the pitch, I think he has the knack of finding a way to unsettle opposition defenders, opposition players. Plus, he's that player. He has that you can say acumen maybe that when you think yeah, you've marked him, that he's not gonna that he have he's that he will not find any way to progress the ball. He's capable of finding passing lanes where you don't know one exists. And yeah, he's such a player, and I like him for that. So we'll move on to me, Zinchenko here. I hope I don't spell his name wrong. Zinchenko. There you go, Zinchenko there. Okay, then we go two sixes. Yeah, that's where maybe the Chelsea fan in me comes into play, or maybe will you can say unfair influence on my decision with regards to which players I choose. Now we have how many players that there to choose from? We have Enzo Fernandez, we have Moises Caicedo, Jorginho comes into play, Thomas Partey comes into play, Declan Rice comes into play. So I don't have people watching, so I cannot use the poll there to decide which players I'd select over the other. But here's the thing: Declan Rice gets you can say, yeah, he has a place in this team, in my opinion. Why? Because he's if you talk about Rice, Rice is a six who can also play as a center back, and we don't have such a sixes at Chelsea. So I'd give him a place and pair him with a player who'll be able to fulfill that Kovacic role. You can say the role, the 8 and 6 role, the hybrid role of 8 and 6. So I'd go with Rice as one of the two sixes. And then let me go with Rice on the right hand side. Doesn't really matter because they can alternate. And then if I were the manager, I'd charge him to be more the more disciplined of the two sixes. And the better pairing here, unfortunately, as much as I like Moises Caicedo, um, I'd go with Enzo Fernandez because of given his passing range. Yeah, I'd go with Enzo given his passing range, in my opinion. Yeah, because if you go with Moises Caicedo, you'd have two, you can say, two players who are way you can say defensively minded, in my opinion. So if you mix it up with a player who can play, you can say that hybrid role of 8 and 6. He's on of the two sixes. Rice will be charged to be yeah, cautious with his movement because his main job will be to protect the defensive line, while Enzo will have the independence to be wherever he wants to be on the pitch. And also, yeah, I think I'd go with that two sixes. 10 Odegaard for me. Yeah, I like Palmer, but I don't think he has that Odegaard experience right now. So I'll go with Cole Palmer. And I'll go with Odegaard, so to speak. How do you spell his name again? Where can I find it? I don't want to butcher his name there. Okay, double A. And let's see, Martin Odegaard for me. He's an excellent, such an intelligent player. That, like as Bobby would tell you, he wanted Chelsea to sign him. Martin Odegaard, there you go. I play Odegaard there. Yeah. And also, again, if we're being honest, it's important to also to consider experience, and also, yeah, I get it. On paper, you can say when the Chelsea team matures or clicks, you can say lots of them we get into this starting 11. But right now, I think, yeah, I don't think I wouldn't pick as much as I like him, I wouldn't pick Disasi over Saliba, and I wouldn't pick Badiashile over Saliba. Even the fact, yeah, that he's still recovering from injury and not fully fit. So I'd go for Odegaard there as a 10. Right back, Bukayo Saka right now, unfortunately. Yeah. I'll go with Saka there. Unfortunately, so we have how many players here? One, two. How many Chelsea players here? Thiago Silva, Rich James, Enzo Fernandez. That's three. Three Chelsea players. And left wing, I'll go. Wow, that's another tight one. But I wouldn't even consider any. Mm, it's a difficult one right there, right now. Let me see which what player would I. Yeah, because we're not just gonna call it combined 11. It has to be the strongest 11 from both Arsenal and Chelsea. So left wing, I'd go with hmm, left wing. Yeah, a lot of players that can play there. Oh my gosh. Jesus can play there. Trossard, the Belgium international, can also play there. This is not easy, really. Let me see. I think I'd go with Jesus there, but he doesn't. But in Trossard, you have a player who can also create and also find, you can say finish up for you. Yeah, Stalin also an option there, Mudrik an option there, but those players haven't shown, you can say, haven't performed as well as Jesus and Trossard in that position. So I'm just gonna plug in. Wow, it's a difficult one. Hmm. All right. I wish I have have people in the chat to help me decide which player, what player plays there. Gabriel Jesus more goal threat, but I'd rather, in my opinion, if I were the manager, I'd always pick a player on the flanks or yeah, the eights or whatever you want to call it, or with the wingers, so to speak, that would create more, in my opinion. Um, Honestly, I wouldn't mind going with a Trossard there. It's hard. Oh, it's not as simple, honestly. Let me see. Wow. Yeah, I knew, but I'm not gonna let you can say the Chelsea fan in me, you can say get me to be biased here. Let me say Trossard, Jesus. I would go with Jesus. Odegaard can create enough. I would go with Gabriel Jesus to have more goal threat. And right again, for me, in my opinion, as well as Mudrik is doing, and the fact that I'm a Chelsea fan, I wouldn't pick him over Jesus in the team right now until he proves he can do better than him. I get it; he's picking up form and he's a fine player, but I would go with Jesus there. But number nine for me, I will pick Nicholas Jackson, and unfortunately yeah, it's just me, and this whole thing you can say will be influenced as much as I try not to be biased. I think this whole thing will be influenced, yeah, by the fact that I'm a Chelsea fan. But I think I did good in terms of being as objective as I can and not be biased. Maybe if whatever language you prefer. Raya in goal for me. Thiago Silva to lead the back line. And Saliba, I like Saliba. I'd pick him over some of the defenders we have right now. Right back, James, no question. Arsenal don't have a match for him. Zinchenko, we don't even have any player again, a traditional left back who played in the left back position mainly. Two sixes Rice, and that's because Rice can actually drop dip and participate. You can say he's a traditional DM and can protect the defensive line better than Casado, in my opinion. That's how I see it. And Enzo Fernandez, for me, I'd pick him over Chichinho, given his passing range I get it. Jorginho reads the game better than him, given what we've seen so far. But right now we have Declan Rice who does what that equally well, even better, twice as much as better as Jorginho can. So it'd be nice to mix it up and start Enzo Fernandez 10. I don't think we have any 10 at this moment. Maybe potential. We have a 10 in maybe Cole Palmer, capable of reaching that top level in terms of measuring Odegaard in fulfilling the number 10 role. Yeah, and let's say left back, left wing, Jesus for me. I wouldn't mind playing what's his name, Nkunku there, but he's not fit. Yeah, Nkunku isn't fit, so why play him there? Right wing, Bukayo Saka for me, hands down. We have potential in Parma, we have potential in Nani Madueke, but none of them you can say has at this point can measure Bukayo Saka. Until they get there, I think Saka starts over them. Number 9, I say, yeah, Arsenal for me, they don't have any 9 who comes close to the ability in terms of fulfilling. You can say they don't have any 9 that's a mix of a traditional number 9 and a hybrid number 9. You have that in Jackson, in my opinion. Jackson is capable of dropping deep, participating in the play, creating a chance for his teammate, and he's also powerful. So for me, I'd go for Jackson in the number 9 role. I get it. Nketiah, he's good. But Jackson, for me, had he been clinical in front of goal, you'd say Nketiah, nobody will actually, you wouldn't take a second to decide Jackson as starting over Nketiah. For me, I don't think it makes sense also to go, let's see what we have here. Big up to you. Who do we have in the house here?
Big up, Coach Julia, bro. How are you?
Oh, oh, my bro, Dan, I appreciate you joining, brother.
Yeah.
Are you on the other X account for Soccer Perspective?
Pardon, say that again?
Are you following me on the other the Twitter account, Soccer Perspective? I want to ask you. Don't worry, we'll talk about that later.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
let's
yeah.
look
Could
at
you
the
just, could you
11th.
just send could you send me that link to my Twitter space and I'll follow it?
Okay, I'll do that. So look at the 11 I've selected between the six. That I'm trying not to be a Chelsea fan here. I'm trying to be neutral. And if we're being honest, given how well they're playing, I get it. We have potentials. But the truth is, by the time we click, maybe we'll start comparing the two teams. But look at the 11 I've selected here. Between the six, David Raya, center backs Saliba and Thiago Silva, right back Rich James, left back Zinchenko. Yeah, two sixes, Rice and Enzo Fernandez. Rice, because Rice is a traditional DM. I wouldn't, if I'm looking for a DM that will protect the defensive line properly, I will go with Rice and not Casado. As much as I like Casado, at 10, Martin Odegaard, right wing, Bukayo Saka, left wing, Jesus, and number 9, Jackson, in my opinion. But let's see what do you make of this selection? Once you're done, I think we should just call it a day so it can be as short as possible. Anybody that wants to watch it, we get to watch it. Let's hear you. Are you there, Dan?
Yeah, internet's playing up, Coach Julia. But yeah, that lineup, yeah, is totally all right. Is this to like to do what you think of the potential players for this game, or is it to do?
No,
Or
the combined 11 for both
the combined 11.
Arsenal and Chelsea. Yeah.
Yeah, see, with me, I would have gone with the 4-3-3
Okay.
situation. I would
Let's
put
hear
like
you.
I would have put like keep Raya
Mm-hmm.
as the main goalkeeper,
Mm-hmm.
right? Then I would go with Saliba and Thiago Silva.
You still okay? You still go with Saliba and Thiago Silva.
Yep,
I
because
really do like Saliba. Go ahead.
yeah, because he's really good. Even though he's an Arsenal fan, Arsenal player, but I do like Saliba. He's quality. He's a quality centre back.
He's an excellent player.
Yeah, he is.
They nearly lost him, right? He was wrong. His contract was again. He nearly became a free agent for lack of a better term. But go ahead. Let's hear you in the 4-3-3 structure. Let's hear you.
I'll go with Reece James right back.
Okay, Reece James for right back. Yeah, I don't think they have any back that will be. You could say that's as close as Reece James.
Yep.
So let's go with James there, right?
Yep. Then I'll go with who's the Who's their two left back? They've got Shevchenko and they've got the other one, but I'll go with Shevchenko.
Zinchenko for me,
Yeah,
offensively,
yeah.
he's excellent. I get it. He's you can say he's suspect defensively, but I'll pick him over any other left back, even at Chelsea right now. Kukurea, no, he hasn't actually played there for a while. So we'll go with Zinchenko. Okay, who else?
Then my front three in the middle, I'll go as a number 6. I'll go with Declan Rice.
I will go with Rice too. If the priority is for that number 6 there to protect the defensive line, for me, yeah, Declan Rice. But if you need more from your 6, yeah, then maybe Enzo Fernandez or Moses Casado. But I'll say Casado. But let's go ahead. You say Rice, right?
Yep, Rice.
Okay, let's hear you. Okay, the 8. This one here, the number 7 guy here, who
Enzo Fernandez for number 8.
I think it makes sense. And
Okay.
here, I'll go with Casado there, but let's hear you.
I would go Caicedo myself, Coach Julia.
Mm-hmm.
But then I would have, because you push up, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Caicedo is not a really a goal scoring machine, so I'll go with Obgard.
Yeah, I think Odegaard. Yeah, I think you make that mistake.
Odegaard.
Odegaard will be the perfect player there. So
Yeah.
I'll go with Enzo on the left-hand side and bring Odegaard to the right.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, in a 4-3-3 structure, Enzo, even at River Plate, he played on the left-hand side. So let's go with Odegaard.
Yep.
All right, number 9, who would you choose?
As a number 9, I'll go with Nicholas Jackson as I'll go number 9, Raheem Sterling.
Really?
Yep, Raheem Sterling.
Wish we have people in the chat to vote for this one. I will go with. One second.
Go on, Coach. I was gonna say, if you listen to me out, why Raheem Sterling, yeah, Coach, yeah, it's because he's more creative, and he's been creative in the Premier League since day one, and he's been outstanding for Chelsea. And also, when he's better on the left wing side, he's not better on the right wing. He's better on the left wing, and he could create more chances in that box where you could get the penalties, he could get the assists in that situation, and also he could score in that stroll. So I would have gone with Sterling on that side.
So you say the number 11 of there, you go with Sterling, not Jackson.
So with number 9, I'll go with Sterling, and number 11, I'll go with Jackson.
Oh, number 11, Jackson.
Yeah. Then number 10, Saka. But it's hard because it's
hard, but I think here's the thing: the fact that we have how many Arsenal players here? 1, 2, okay, 3. You can say, yeah, Saka here. I think we have more Arsenal players. I don't think any of our you can say left forward gets into this team. So it has to be Arsenal. You have Jesus. You have the Belgium international. What's his name again? Trossard. Yeah, you have. Yeah.
See with me, I think Trossard is not Martinelli. See, you got so many Arsenal players on the pitch, right? Mm-hmm. If we have like Sterling, Jackson, and Saka, you could see Sterling and Saka working really in that combine. That would be a great force attacking. With Jackson, we can't really. Would I go with Jackson or Broja? So it's
no, Broja he would not get into this team. He's still rusty. He's not fully, for me, he's still, I get it, he's fully fit, but he's still match rusty. You could see him, that game that he started over Jackson, that Jackson came in the second half, you could see there were balls, when they passed the ball to him, he was a bit reluctant. He's still a bit off pace. He can be a quick player, but for me, he's still a bit off pace. So I would go, honestly, I would go with Trossard here, or Jesus. Actually, I think Jesus, in my opinion.
See with me, Coach, but I'll go with Sterling.
It makes sense. Sterling makes sense, yeah.
Because Jesus is not a winger type, yeah. And with Sterling, potentially he will do something on that pitch to create the goals or sometimes score the goals that are on the left wing. Where you see Saka, as we know, Saka could do bits for Arsenal, but the thing with he does slack abilities like to the end, but he does also create in that attack where with Jackson, we ain't got another striker for Chelsea apart from Broder and Jackson, So Jackson's actually doing well. He scored against Burnley, he scored against Brighton, and he could hold the ball play with his physically. So in that structure where he holds the ball, he could hold the ball and pass it to Sterling. And you see with Sterling and Saka, they've got pace and they could also dribble and hold the ball and get to that box. So that's the combined. And when you've got Odegaard, just slightly passing the ball through to the attackers were doing good. Because also you see Odegaard could also push up in the main thing because he's got the 4-3 because Odegaard could also pull himself back, Enzo could pull himself back, and you've got them two great balls for Enzo and Odegaard to put the balls into the attackers. And where you see Rice, he's the number 6 where he's a DM where he'll just stay back. I would have had Caicedo in that pivot, but you want more attacking midfielders where you know they're going to also put the ball into the box. With Caicedo, he can do that, but he's more like a defensive, so he'll just look for another player to where another player will create the ball to the attacking. So that's why I thought the 4-3-3, this combined. But Raya, see with Raya, he's a tricky old one for Arsenal from the coach, where he makes his abilities. He does good saves, but if you actually when he passes, he does this like a bit of worry with Roberto Sanchez. But I think for a minute, Roberto Sanchez is more better than Raya in goals for me. But
I think here's the thing. In terms of bodies, you can say. I think Sanchez Raya starts over him at this point. If we're being honest, yes. But go ahead. Let me hear you. Let me hear your argument.
But if you just leave me, see with Raya, right? There's more worrying him in goals. Like I don't know why Martinez was playing Raya over Ramsdale because Ramsdale, could do better long shot saves. He could hold the ball and kick the ball up. With Raya, he can't do that. With Roberto Sanchez, he can do that and all. He can save long shots. He could hold the ball from a crossing. But the only most ability for Sanchez, what people is worried about, when he gets the ball, he rushes the ball and kicks it out. And if he kicks that ball out and it goes to like a big club, yes, we might concede from that. That's the only ability that what Sanchez does. But with Sanchez, if he could do that, instead of rushing it and put the ball, because that's what Pochettino's doing for him in training, he could be a world-class goalkeeper for this Premier League. And then Raya, he has a lot of mistakes. If you watch him against RC Lens in the Champions League, he did a lot of mistakes. That's why they conceded so many goals.
You could also say with what's his name? You could also say that with Sanchez, we've been lucky too because he's made. You can say he's passed the ball to opponents on occasions, but we weren't punished. If we're being honest. So to me, I would start Raya over him until proven otherwise. Until he proves he deserves to start over Raya with his performance. I get it. He won the goalkeeper of the month, and some people, given that that fact, would start him over Raya. But I'll start him over Raya. I'll start Raya over him. That's because you can say the only thing I'd say he has over Raya right now is his long range passing. But keeping it close and confidence on the ball while oppositions are on you, I'll give it to Raya in my opinion. But I think Sanchez himself at one point maybe he will measure Raya in terms of his overall you can say application on the pitch. But let's see what happens.
I've just typed up in the stats, coach. I just typed in the stats who's kept more clean sheets out of Sanchez and Raya. Since this Premier League, Sanchez has kept more by three clean sheets than Raya has.
Maybe you can go by that logic, but I'm considering other facts. I think I would trust Raya over Sanchez right now. Sanchez is still a bit shaky for me. Like I said, maybe in the future, you can say in a few more games, he start showing that he can do better than Raya. But I get it. If you want to change it, you have the 4-3-3 structure. You want me to change it to Sanchez?
I see. Honestly, true. I didn't really want Roberto Sanchez for Chelsea. I wanted Raya from the start, from Brentford. Yeah, but where I see Sanchez coming to Chelsea now, coach. Yeah, he's performing really good. Yeah, with people giving him a doubt. Oh, but he's crap goalkeeper because he never got played for Brighton. If you actually go look up the history of the story about Sanchez, yeah, he didn't get played because he had a massive falling out with Saliba at Brighton, and Saliba didn't play him because of a massive falling out because there's something with that he didn't like the attitude of Sanchez. But Sanchez hasn't got an attitude problem. He's not nothing like Kepa. So with me, Roberto Sanchez, now he's getting his abilities and you actually seeing what he's doing at Chelsea as a goalkeeper. The saves, what he does is just so incredible. Where Raya will not do that kind of save, what Sanchez does. But it's combined from my point of view, coach, I would say Sanchez in goals over Raya, but I'll keep Raya in goal because we don't know. Raya's just like, there's something with Raya at Arsenal for a minute, yeah. If he does what he did against Man City, because he was lucky he never conceded with that pass, what he did for Man City and that Lewis. If he didn't slip, they could have made. Man City could have scored in that game. But let's keep Raya in goals. Let's see how he does against Chelsea. If he does what he did against Man City, against our team at Stamford Bridge tomorrow night's game, then I'm a bit worried that he might concede like 2 or 3 goals. But with Sanchez, he's the most ability with his feet. It's just that passing. When you pass that ball back to him, he quickly rushes it out and puts the ball back, and then he passes it to a player. That's what only worries about me with Sanchez. But if Sanchez could. With that improvement, if he can prove that abilities with his feet with the ball out, then that's a world-class player. There's a class goalkeeper in that situation. That's why people are only worrying about Roberto Sanchez, why he ain't good, because it's that ability where he gets the ball and when he kicks it out, it will go to the player and he could probably concede that goal from an attack. If he could just slightly improve that ability to get when you pass the ball to him and you instead of rushing it and just kick it out to your player, then it's better for Sanchez. But Raya, I've seen a bit slightly encouragement. I don't know if he's like fully fit as a goalkeeper for Arsenal yet, and that was worrying. Or if that's just his abuse when he was at Brentford, and he just carries on with that abuse where he struggles that bit. But it's up to you, coach. What do you say?
It's not up to me. I think you make a good argument. If you want to change it, that's fine. But I want to say thank you, Dan, for finding the time to join me. I will add you to the panelist group for this particular channel. We're going to start streaming more and more on this particular channel here. And thank you. You've been a friend and a brother. The banter thing, I know the banter thing, it's all love and nothing.
Yeah, Kukreli is best better Chilwell, yeah, coach.
So Dan, I appreciate you so much. I will send the link. Sorry,
I joined late because my phone was dead, and then I quickly went on Twitter and I thought, my bro quickly sent me the link. I better quickly join it, see if he's still streaming. I hope he's still streaming, just to come in to support you, to say hello, because it's been.
I appreciate that. I will add you to the group once we're done. And with that, I want to say thank you, Dan, and thank you to a few people. 8 views, 7 likes. The 7 likes not easy. I appreciate that. And a lot more people, I believe, that will probably find the video and watch it. I want to say thank you to all of you. Dan, thanks again. See you guys next time. God bless us all.
Up the Chelsea, bye.
Up the Chelsea, yeah.
Bye.